Hey guys, I'm Jack Punkington. I'm with Vex Venue. And do you have new music coming out? Maybe a single, maybe a whole album? Are you launching a new merch line that you really want to get out to your fans? Maybe you've got a big festival or a show coming up that you want to get people to. Or maybe you're on the other end of the spectrum. Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you're looking to join a band or looking to start something. But you don't know what to do. You don't know who to talk to. You don't know how to get the word out. Well, that's where we come in. Go ahead, record a 30-second to a minute long video on of your whatever you need and what you're looking for of an ad and send it to us. We'd love to check it out. We'll play it before our podcast so that way we can help you reach the right people because we're all about helping the community here. So again, send us a 30-second to maybe about a minute at most, keep it a little under, ad of what you need. We'll get it out there.
She's 4'11", but her caffeine intake says 6'4". Kenzie, middays on 106.3 The Core. She could probably bench press a coffee machine.
Hey, what's up? It's your boys from Lost Grip, and you're listening to the Vex Live Music Podcast.
Hey guys, Ashton Hollick here, vocalist for Abigail's Asylum, and I am here to let you know that we have a brand new single about to release on May 3rd. So wherever you listen to music, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, make sure you go and check it out for the brand new single from Abigail's Asylum, Sanctus Mendax. We'll see you May 3rd, and keep tuning in to the Vex Venue Podcast. We love it here.
The only guys who can have a beer for breakfast at work and not get fired. The David Mahoney Show, weekdays and Saturdays, 5 to 10 on 106.3 The Core. Thanks to Paintball on Bay Road, more than a body shop. Watch the road.
Hey guys, I'm Jack Punkington, the host of Vex Venue's Rig Review Podcast. Do you got some gear that you really want to show off? Maybe you have a story behind this guitar that's been passed down by generation in your family. Maybe you found this really cool snare drum on the side of the road and it's got a sick sound and story behind it. Maybe you bought a cursed clarinet from a jazz club down in Nolens and you don't know what to do, but you want to show it off. Well, that's what I'm here for. Go ahead, submit your gear. I will rate and review it. I'd love to hear the stories behind your equipment. I would love to check it out. And not only that, I'm going to have people on my podcast where I will interview them about their stories with their equipment, what they bring on the road, something that really means to them, stuff that they're looking to get, stuff that they're looking to prove with their equipment, and just honestly share and show off what they've got. Maybe you need some tips. Maybe you don't know where to start when you're looking to get into having some nicer end equipment. Does a speaker really matter out of a cab? Do I really need to get a set of Seymour Duncan pickups? Heck, does the reed matter in my saxophone at all? Does it matter what brand? Well, guess what? Tune into the podcast. I will happily answer these questions for you, along with many more. It's Monday nights, 8 p.m. Submit your gear, tune in, listen to the awesome interviews, check out some tips, because you might learn something, or you might have some knowledge to pass on to me so I can pass it on to others. Again, Monday night, 8 p.m. Tune in. Peace, everybody.
We are Fault to the People, and you're tuning in to the Vex Podcast.
This man's only addiction is to live concerts. Ugh, too bad it wasn't something cheaper. Like cocaine.
What?
Afternoons with Meatball on 106.3 The Core. At least concert merch doesn't require bail money.
Hey guys, this is Jack Punkington, guitar player of A Proper Axe. Please tune in to the Vex Venue podcast to hear awesome interviews and music for local bands. Hey everybody, it's Wednesday. I know normally this is the Monday podcast. It even says Monday on the screen here. But we had to move it to Wednesday just due to some kind of mixed up stuff that happened. But I'm here. And tomorrow we are still going to have the live music podcast. So tune in tomorrow for some awesome live music. I actually just got done getting the list ready, and it's going to be a fun night. If you would like to check out some bands that will be playing at Vexed Venue Friday night, come check out the podcast. We got a couple that are playing on the podcast tomorrow, but Friday we are going to have a killer show with Metal Mustang, Witch Fist, Barefaced, Shadow People, and Junkyard Slave. It is a fantastic lineup. I got to meet up with Junkyard Slave not too long ago, last time that they played at Vex, and it's kind of crazy that I believe it's the bass player of Junkyard Slave. He's pulling double duty because he's also in Shadow People. So he's doing 2 sets that night. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to be there. We will see. But come on out. It's going to be a great time. $10 in advance, $15 at the door. It'll be a lot of fun. But tonight, I'm joined by a pretty killer musician out of probably one of my favorite different kind of like stoner bands, like stoner metal bands, but they have a little bit more character to them than that. I don't want to just shove them into that one category. But I met this band about a year ago now at the Vex Venue Battle of the Bands, and I am joined by Jake of Natural Graffiti. What is up, man?
What's going on?
It's great to have you on the podcast tonight. So first off, tell me about Natural Graffiti. Hold on, Jake. For some reason, I can't hear you. Are you connected? Like, do you have any headphones or anything?
No.
Oh, weird. Okay, I could hear that.
Good now, maybe.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on.
It's probably my phone, my microphone. But no, as for the band, I mean,
You cut out again. There we go. I can kind of hear you now. Thought I could for a second.
let me get some headphones or something.
Okay. Sorry about this, everybody. Just some technical difficulties. We'll get this worked out real fast.
How are we now?
There we go. I can hear you.
There we go. My phone mic is terrible. But
No, you're fine.
no, like we were saying with the band, I mean, it's kind of hard to fit us in a box of any kind, really. We just kind of make music. What would be fun for us, I guess. Just trying to have fun with everything, really. Something is
Yeah.
hard about it.
I remember when we did the Battle of the Bands and like you guys pulled out just some craziness, and I was like, these guys are awesome. I like definitely very much like inspired by like some Primus.
Yeah, heavy, very bass inspired. Zach's a great bassist, but
Yeah.
a lot of like Tool, Primus, all the Rush, all that good stuff.
Heck yeah, man. So where'd you guys come up with the name?
You'd have to ask Sharon and Zach. They're actually the real founding members. They honestly, this band has been together since they were in like high school. I recently we had met because we were in a different band together, and then through that we were just kind of like let's just play together, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, just I like the name, so I was curious. Tell me like your current rig right now. What are you using? Because I know, I know you're an orange guy, but I know you also have like some other killer amps. I've seen like you got some Laney, EVH. Like what's your main thing right now?
Oh man, I really like to switch it up. Right now I've been using this pig nose that I got from Guitar Center, and it was like $250 and smelled like cat piss, but I cleaned it up and broke it down and sprayed it down and wiped it all, got rid of the smell, and it's like I think it's a clone of a Fender, old school Fender, like I can't remember, but it's a clone of an old school Fender, and it sounds great. Other than that, definitely the orange. And then I've got this Sundown amp built by Dennis Cager. It's a tech from Ampeg. Sundown, Laney, and EVH. But my thing is I like to mix kind of
Yeah.
fill in, mix up the gains, the motor, vintage, whatever.
Yeah, get a wide range of sounds. I've heard of Sundown before. I've seen a couple of them for sale. Definitely an interesting kind of setup. The pig nose, that's really crazy. I've
It's
seen
a
a
weird
couple
one.
of those.
I had played it down. I was playing it at Guitar Center, funny enough, and like just I was showing up for a couple days and playing it, just seeing what it would do. And then one day I just showed up and I flipped this switch, which was like the high and low sensitivity switch, and I flipped it to
Yeah.
the high so it could push a little harder. After that, I was sold. It's like for $250, I'll fucking grab it.
Yeah. Is it all tube or hybrid or
Yeah,
solid state?
all tube. It says it's all tube. 60 watts. I think it runs like 6L6s or something, so it pushes pretty hard.
Yeah. I know that I've seen a couple of like the smaller pig nose amps, so like seeing like a bigger one, that's pretty wild. I'll have
Well,
to make it out
that's
to a natural graffiti show to just kind of get kind of a sense of what it sounds like.
yeah. I've been using it a lot. It's great for like kind of that vintage tones. You can get a nice push tube tone out of it, but then getting it even further with like a tube screamer, just any overdrive really puts it there.
Yeah. So guitar wise, I know that you've got kind of another wide range, which is cool. Like, I remember you had like an SG with
Yeah.
P90s in it, and then I know you've got like a Les Paul. What are you mainly running these days?
Um, I like to switch it up. I I got this hollow body that I use sometimes, which is pretty cool. It's real bass heavy. I got a Les Paul with the Jimmy Page whole lot of humbucker pickups. That one's it's probably my go-to. But then like I really like to switch it up with single coils with like a Fender Telly.
That's cool. Considering the kind of sound you guys have, I'd very because I trying to remember what you played when I saw you guys. I think the Les Paul was like the main thing you were jamming on. I would definitely love to hear how like a telly would sound in your setup because you've got a pretty good size like pedal board, right?
Yeah, it's decent size. I tried to minimalize it the most, but it's definitely a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think we as just guitar players in general, we love gear and trying a bunch of different stuff.
Unfortunately.
So, yeah, unfortunately, it's outrageously expensive, but at the same time, it's like I need all the gear.
Right, new toys, just everything.
Love all the toys. So what is your guys' like next show that you guys have coming up?
We actually have one coming up September 5th at Bone Jack Vintage Apparel in Bay City. It's a joint show. I'd have to see who was on the flyer. But it's a joint show, kind of putting it together. Like I said, everybody just kind of coming and having fun. But it'll have Sandspit, Camino Locks, us, Wizard Underwater, Shelly, and Pagano.
Yeah. I've heard some pretty good things from Sandspit. They were actually just up here at Vex not too long ago, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that show because I was playing that same night. But I heard they were phenomenal.
Yeah, all the bands are great. Everybody really should at least try to come, check things out. Like I said, everybody, all the bands just try to come and have a good time, enjoy, play good music, have fun.
Hell yeah! I mean, that's the best thing about getting a show with like, especially bands that you've worked with before, or just in general, is like getting just that local scene built up and like getting the community going. And you guys are, I mean, you guys are always pretty chill people. We've had some pretty cool conversations and stuff. We were just talking before the podcast. I really enjoy the clon I just got from you. It's a very different pedal. I've always been the it's a tube screamer or nothing kind of overdrive guy, just because that's what I was essentially started on.
Right,
But
right.
the clon is such a it's different but not at the same time. It has like a more of a buttery sound, and I've really dug that.
Yeah, it's like it's real familiar to overdrives, but I think that's based off like a treble boost kind of circuit, and then it's a hard clip. So like it really shines when you push it, and then just it's based off of the original clown circuit. So if you want to be a snob, you can go spend a couple $1,000, but real
Right.
circuits are good circuits.
Yeah, I mean, I think pedals in general, like, oh well, most gear. I don't think there's a lot, unless like you want to be like, oh, I owned this famous person's piece of gear. There should be no
Right.
reason to spend that much on a pedal. Like I've seen Klon Centaurs go for
Thousands.
thousands of
Thousands.
dollars, and I'm like, okay, it's an overdrive, and it like, I bet it sounds phenomenal. It's not worth that much money.
Well, it's because people, they get into the whole nerd out aspect of like things like a germanium transistor and like hand wired and just the magic in it or whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, especially if you're playing live, the biggest thing is if you're playing live, like you want to sound good to you, but 9 times out of 10, nobody, a lot of people enjoy. If you got a good tone, you got a good tone. People enjoy it. They want to know if you're using a $100 amp or whatever.
Right. I mean, you're totally on par with that. I mean, no, most time, no one cares what gear you have, and I think that's something that we all get lost on, and not just guitar players. I mean, all musicians, because
Yeah,
like, yeah, we want to have pieces of equipment that are super high quality and super nice, but there are so many pieces of gear nowadays that just like in the guitar market right now, like you can get a really nice like Schecter or a really nice like Jackson for cheap, and
oh
they
yeah.
will be just as good as most like higher quality instruments. Hell,
My
Epiphone
main
makes
good.
some
I was about to say
badass
my main
guitars.
guitar is an Epiphone, and I have Gibsons, and I have quite a bit of nice guitars, and I still pick my Epiphone up more than most of them.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten lucky on the gear that I have. My main guitar is a '70s Gibson. It's a Gibson LS Deluxe.
Yeah.
But I paid $400 for that.
Sometimes you just get
So like,
lucky. It's the luck of the draw.
yeah, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't pay $3,000 for that same guitar. I know sometimes they'll go between 2 to 3. I wouldn't pay that. I mean, it when you can get a really nice high quality, like if you really want like all the bells and whistles, you can buy like a nice high quality Epiphone custom right now for I think $1,200 or $1,300. It's got the Gibson style headstock, it's got Gibson
Yeah.
custom pickups, and it's a third of the price of a brand new Gibson custom Les Paul, and it
And
does
plays just
everything.
like it.
Yeah, like there's no real reason unless you want like a status symbol.
Right, just to play the Gibson. Don't get me wrong, I played some where I'm like, ooh, this would be worth the price
Yeah.
tag. But at the end of the day, especially if you're a gigging musician and you're just, you're making music and shit like that, and it's not necessarily a contest, you can go with something like that and strive.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you're gonna go for like, and like, I if you're gonna go for something like you want a specific like vintage guitar, like if I were to pick up like, oh man, I want like a 1960s Gibson SG or
Oh
like a
yeah,
1950s Les Paul. Yeah, they're gonna cost money, and like it would be worth
man.
it in my opinion to get something around that. But at the same time, a 1950s Les Paul and a
They're,
2026 Les Pauls, the difference isn't that much that like
it's slim.
in a live
It's
setting it's gonna do that much different.
it's slim to none. And then like, unfortunately, you get people with a lot of money who it's like they don't really play the guitars. It's just kind of it's a thing for them to collect and have. And it's like, because I was looking at like some 59s and some just, for giggles. And it's like, they're the cost of a house, like $500,000 for a Les
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah, it is definitely not worth it. Like, I am in the market for an RD really bad right now. I would love to get my hands on an RD. And I've
Oh,
got a
yeah.
couple eyes on some that are between 15 to 2. And for me, that's worth it because
Very.
an RD, hey, there's only, if you want a production RD right now, you either have to go with like an Eastwood, which Eastwood makes some pretty decent guitars, a Hagstrom, but the only Hagstrom RD shape there is the Ghost Signature. And I don't have a problem with signatures. I just personally don't like them for me. I think they're cool. But the only other option is the brand new Epiphone RD that they just came out with, and you're still paying about $1,000 for that thing. And if you can
Easily.
get a vintage Gibson RD for 1,500, in that circumstance, it's worth it. But
It's a
also,
steal.
1,500 is way different than like $5,000.
Right, very, very much. Because I have that hollow body I have, it's I'd have to see. It's either Eastman or Eastwood, or I think Eastman or whatever, the made over in
Yeah.
China. It's like an American company in China that makes them and ships them over here. It's like super high quality guitar. They're worth about 1,500, and I pay.
Yeah, there. I mean, Eastwood has got some pretty good stuff. So is like Eastman and East Coast too, another affordable brand. And it's just so crazy. Like if you go back 15 years ago now to like 2011, you could not get a good used guitar that was, or a good new guitar for like $300. They are all still kind of crappy. But now, I mean, you pay $300, you can get a really good guitar.
Even Squires and some stuff, Squires, Epiphones, lower end models, even though they get the job done.
Yeah. So, one of the questions I like to ask everyone that we have on the podcast is, say you're on the way to your guys' next gig, and you're passing by a guitar center or just a guitar shop, just a mom and pop guitar shop, but imagine they have essentially everything that a guitar center has. And you're driving your van or trailer or whatever you have that has all your gear in it, and the owner of the shop hits your car and destroys your gear. And the guy comes out and says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've ruined your equipment. Here, go into the shop. Your limit's $3,000 or $2,000. We'll go $3,000 for your entire rig. You specifically, what would you pick if you had $3,000?"
Oh man, I'd probably keep it somewhat simple. Either go for one of those higher end Les Pauls, like the Epiphones, or if you can find a cheaper Gibson. Definitely an orange. The TH30 is not bad for the price.
Yeah.
Or actually a DSO maybe. DSO. And then pedal wise, all I really would need is a boost that fuzz. That's really it. I can make it all work.
Yeah. I agree with you on the DSL. I think they don't get. I think they get more love than they used to. Like I remember when they first came out, everyone hated them so much because it replaced the JCM 8 or the JCM series, which I love. I've had a JCM 800, it was great. I've had a 900, it was great. 2000s are iffy because you got to get the right one. Sometimes the
Circuitry
boards
and the
can,
boards,
yeah, the boards can just get fried, and it sucks because they sound phenomenal. It's just they're super wonky. But the DSL, when they first came out, everybody just hated on them because they were the replacement. I mean, technically, the
right?
MA was in between, but no one cares about the MAs. They're mediocre at best. Um, but the DSL, since they redid the DSL, I think back about it'd be about 8 years ago now when they came up with the new DSL, where you've got like the 20, the 40, and the 100. They're way better. I mean, it's so much better quality amp, and I think a lot more people are using DSLs now.
Surprisingly, I mean, it's kind of turning into a tried and true amp. Like it stands up to the test, and the tones are great. It's like it's got that classic, I don't know, the Marshall sound, but it's got tons of low end too. It still pushes.
Yeah, I mean they've got all like you've got like the deep switch, the mid shifter, and it's just it's a good combination, I think, between like a JVM, which is a phenomenal Marshall amp. They're just outrageously expensive. It's a good mix between a JVM and a JCM at a really, really affordable rate. Like I think you can get like a used DSL 50 head for like $300 to $400 used, and they actually like they have good quality. Like, or you can get a used DSL 20 for like 2 to 3
Yeah,
with a cab, and those things will like they're loud enough for a drummer, and they will just rock out.
I had a TSL for a minute that I think was a beast. I kind of regret getting rid of it, but can't remember what I got. It was worth it in the end. I think it had TH30, so that was worth it.
Yeah, the TSLs were pretty interesting just because they were like the Mesa, almost like a Mesa clone of Marshall, and I don't think they deserve the hate they get either, because they have such a unique kind of characteristics, because you can really get a lot with that extra third channel, but at the same time with the TSLs it's so wonky because they kind of suffer from the DSL problem. Not as bad,
Same
but
board problem.
yeah, you kind of suffer from that board problem. But if you get a good one, I think the TSLs are better than the 2000 DSL.
I found like the TSLs and honestly most amps like to really get that good distortion, especially the preamp, or not necessarily the preamp distortion, but the real tube distortion is turn your preamp down and push the master harder. And I think
Yeah.
that with that is you get so much more lower end and punch. It's just it turns into a whole different amp.
Yeah. I mean, hell, with the TH30 that I got from you, at practice last night, I had that clean channel cranked. And it got so crunchy. I was like, man, this is kind of perfect for like intros. We have a couple songs that have kind of like cleaner parts. But normally I would actually have like a light drive on them just to give it a little bit of a crunchiness. I don't even have to do that with that, and then you switch to the high gain sound, and it's
It's a
sick.
beast. Yeah, and all
Yeah.
that crunch is nice, gives you the clarity you need, but still just the fullness, of everything.
Now, what kind of? I mean, I know one of the fuzzes that you've used because it's sitting on my desk right now. But like, what kind of fuzzes are you like mainly into? I'm a big muff kind of guy when it comes to fuzzes. I want to experiment and try other stuff. So that's why I'm excited about this one. But what are you using fuzz wise right now?
On my gig board, funny enough, it's just a rat, but The filter is turned all the way to the right, and the volume's all the way to the right, pushing it, and the distortion's at like 2 o'clock, and it's nasty. But like for recording and stuff, I use a Foxy Tone fuzz box.
Nice. I've heard some pretty good things about them. I've not had the luck to try a Foxtone. But I've heard some cool things about them. They get kind of a
They're
interesting sound.
crazy, and it has the octave option on it too. It's pretty. It's, I don't use it much, but it's that fuzz gets nasty. It's best paired up with a tube screamer to give kind of the mid boost, gives you some more clarity.
That's cool, man. So, what is the best piece of like equipment that you've gotten that was cheap? That was like, and when I say cheap, like no one would expect you paid this price for this piece of gear, and that it worked and sounded so good.
Um, that's a good one. I'm probably that lame, but I don't really. I guess rare. I haven't found any like it. And I'm pretty sure it's hand wired, and I only paid like 300 or 400 bucks. It's. I know it's a JCM 800 clone. It's 50 watts, and it's just paid like the 300 400. Just seen it on marketplace. Said fuck it, got it. After that, it's became one of my main amps.
That's cool, man. I love Facebook Marketplace. Like, you can find such good stuff. Like currently, right now, obviously, like I said, I'm looking at RDs, and that's something I'm gonna eventually invest in the future. I want to get my hands on a nice cab. I've got my 112, which is nice, but I want a little bit more volume, so I'm looking for a 212, and I'm kind of hard to find one right now. But Facebook Marketplace is such a great place. I've seen so many cool stuff on there for good prices too. I mean, heck, what was it? I have a 7-string because I wanted to get into using one. I got it for $70, and they're like $300.
Yeah, that's a steal.
Yeah, it's insane. Now what is the most useless piece of gear you've ever gotten? You got it, you got your hands on it, you're like, oh, I can't wait to try this. You got it, and you was like, this is god awful.
Funny enough, I got like this orange. It was like a big EQ thing, and like I figured it tightened up the amp a little bit, but I got it, and I think it's just supposed to be like something you put in front of a clean filter amp to make it sound like something, and it sounded so bad that I just never really used it again.
Yeah. That sucks. Cause like, man, like there are so many like crazy pedals out there, and sometimes it's kind of a look of a draw, especially if you want to get something cheap that's like, oh man, like this is like $20, let's try it. Sometimes you get something really good. Other times you get stuff that just sucks. I'd once picked up a delay pedal. No, it was a reverb pedal. It was a reverb pedal off of like Temu, just because I was like, this is $5. Let's try it. And you couldn't, like, none of the knobs worked. You plugged in, turned it on, and that was the setting, and it sounded horrible. Like you hit one note, and it just kept essentially playing over itself again to where it would build up, and it was so loud that you're like, I can't even hit anything.
I had actually, funny enough, I did have a Gibson Maestro pedal, the delay, and it's like you would hit, the sensitivity was so high, it's like you would hit one note, and it would just never fucking end.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's just nuts, man. Like, cause like I get, we want to be able to pick up cheap stuff and get it going, but sometimes even the more, I mean, even sometimes the more expensive gear kind of sucks too. So
yeah, definitely. I've gotten some bad Gibson guitars, and then even just some expensive pedals. You get them, and it's like it's either useless or it's like, okay, this doesn't really sound like I thought it was going to.
Yeah. Trying to think. I once had well, actually it was my first Marshall tube head. It was a JCM 2000, and Um, it it was my first experience with a Marshall two pad, and I don't know what it was with this one specifically. I paid $300. I didn't pay a lot for it. It was 100 watts, and it sucked. And I was like, "This is like the amp that like everybody uses. What the hell?"
Right,
And
like
then
what are they talking about?
yeah, why is everyone digging on this amp and it just sucks us like crap? And then I eventually got another one. I'm like, oh, it was just that one specifically.
Right.
Hey, speaking of Zach, hey Zach, hopping in saying Jake is my big stepdad.
Yeah, Zach.
We got to get you guys back up here at Vexed. I would love to. I'd actually love to do a show with you guys again and like be able to do full sets because you guys kill it.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit more music coming. We've been writing a lot and then just kind of moving forth and what they've had and other people weren't really playing.
You guys got any like big releases or anything coming out?
Not currently, because it's kind of a decision on what's to come next. Because there's an abundance of music recorded, and it's either to the question's really whether to make that the second or the third. Because we've got all this music we're writing right now. It's kind of like it's both have different approaches, so it's really gonna, I don't know. It really takes some
Yeah,
thought and seeing where it's gonna go.
that'd be cool. Just kind of get like a. Yeah, it would be really cool if you guys just randomly didn't even say anything. You're like, you decide on what you want to do, and then just drop it. Be like, here it is.
Right. That's honestly
Surprise
probably
drop.
how it'll be.
That
It'll
would be
probably
sick.
be
I
like
love
a
it.
week warning.
I love it when bands do a surprise drop. Too many puppets cover it. Ooh, I can't wait to hear that. That'll be cool.
And Tommy the Cat coming too.
Nice. Zach, I can talk to them because I would love to do a Prometa Lux show. Prometa Lux is one of the most interesting bands I've seen live. They are some of the more talented people I've ever gotten the chance to meet. And unfortunately, it was before I started doing interviews at Vex. And I would love to do an interview with Prometa Lux. And I would love to do if I could find a way to do a Prometa Lux and Natural Graffiti and a Proper Act show, that would be probably one of my dream shows because both you guys, both bands, Prometa Lux and Natural Graffiti, are amazing. Hey, what is up, Aaron? I hope you're having a good day. And Stephanie hopping in. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes. According to
Yeah.
the FDA, it is actually classified as a sandwich. So is a chicken nugget and a pizza.
Chicken nuggets wild. Pizza's
Yeah.
questionable. But the hot dog for sure.
Hot dog is definitely a sandwich. No, it's because of the way that like it's actually like legally defined by a sandwich. Give us a date. Okay. You want a date? How does give me just a second. I can literally pull up the calendar right now. Let's see if I can let's do this. Let's book a show live on air on the podcast. Where's the calendar? Here's the calendar. You want a date? I'll give you a date. We'll do the show. I got to talk with the rest of the band, but how's September 26th sound? If not the 26th, then the 19th. We might be able to do that. Because we're getting ready for haunt seasons. We don't have a lot of show days left. A chicken nugget is not a sandwich. According to the FDA, it is. Go away, stupid ad. Ask Jake.
Okay.
Jake, the 19th, you want to do a show?
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
Let me talk with Prometa Lux and see if we can get. I'll talk with my band. And I will talk with Prometa Lux. Let's see if we can get that going. The 19th. The FDA is wrong. November. We got some stuff cooking for November. I will talk with my producers / the owner and see what they say. Okay. We'll see about that. I will message you guys later about that because I got to talk with my producer. But yeah, we could probably work something out. I'm in Florida September 26th. Okay, well, the 26th, that's fine. Because we actually have a haunt day on the 26th. I was just told that. So maybe the 19th. If you could do the 19th, I'll message you about it. We can talk more about that. With your girlfriend. Well, that's cool. I don't know if I'll ever step foot in Florida again because it's too hot. Devin, what is up? I hope you're
What
having a
up,
good
bro?
day.
Shout out for me to look.
Prometo Lux is so sick. We just hardcore glazing Prometo Lux, which I have no problem doing. You want to talk about masters of delay? The guitar player of Prometo Lux was just killing it with his delay pedal when I saw them live, and it was cool. He was using a PV Valve King. They don't get enough love.
You can't go wrong with PV. I love any
PV is
PV.
so sick, man. I've seen. I don't think I've ever had a bad PV amp.
Nah, it's like they're cheap and they're made in the U.S. I really want some of the old school tube ones, especially like the VTMs. But
Yeah.
nah, you can't go wrong with them.
I've owned two different PV Butchers, which is their version of a JCM.
Oh yeah.
And they were monsters. I regret getting rid of them. I had to sell one because at the time, two of the tires on my car had blown up because they were dry rotted. But no, I definitely want to try a VMT or VTM, I think is what it is. You ever tried a PV? What did I have? Was it a PV Decade? I think it was a PV Decade. Hold on.
Yeah, the old school combos.
Yeah, let me see.
I'm pretty sure
Decade.
Josh Homme, that's what he either said he used it or he did use that for recording for some stuff.
No, you're right, and I'm thinking of the wrong amp, but that is correct. That is exactly what he used. They made a pedal. They have a PV Decade pedal now based off of his amp.
Right.
What am I thinking of? Let me just look up 70s PV. 70s
Oh, like the
PV.
Mace.
I've not had a Mace. Those things are crazy.
I
That's
want
like the
one.
tube. I know. I want to try
That's
it.
what
It's very.
Skinner used.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's the Leonard Skinner sound.
Yeah.
The Deuce. I had a PV Deuce.
Dude,
That's what I had.
that's Skinner too, though. They use that too.
Yeah,
Those are nice amps.
It's really funny because like nowadays, like you'll get tube amps that are hybrids where the preamp is the tube and the power amp section is solid state. The
Right.
Deuce is the reverse of that, where the preamp is solid state, but the power amp is four big ass 6L6 tubes.
Which is just crazy, but it makes sense because they're probably going for the power amp distortion, just pushing it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it definitely gets crunchy. It doesn't have a ton of gain, but it does get very crunchy. Definitely a pedal platform amp. The one I had actually had something wrong with it, and because of that, it was turned into a giant fuzz pedal.
Yeah. So it's probably like cool, but like what?
It was cool, but at the same time, every time I turned it on, I was waiting for it to blow up.
Right, just pushing way too hard.
Yeah. Eventually I turned it into I turned it into a head, and because I was like, man, the speakers were car stereo speakers that someone had put in. They were
That was
two
probably doing a little
15s. So I turned it into a head, and that helped, but the damage was kind of already done on the amp.
Right.
And I gave it to a friend of mine who like is an amp tech, and I was like, "Here, you could just have this." And then like a year later, I checked, and I'm like, "Hey, whatever happened to that?" He's like, "Oh, dude, it was completely fried. The board was destroyed.
Yeah.
That's why it was so fuzzy."
It's probably
like,
just
"Oh,
improper
damn."
impedances and everything.
Yeah, he's like, "I just ended up stealing whatever parts I could, and then we junked the rest." I'm like, fair enough.
Right. Sometimes it's like that.
I wish I would have recorded with it though, just to like get that sound recorded.
It's funny because like the first fuzz pedals were even that's what it was. It was like it was something was broken in a studio and it was just making that fuzzy sound, but they were like, nah, let's keep it.
Yeah, let's keep it. It sounds sick.
Right.
I think I remember hearing that once. It was like a broken board. They had it plugged in, and the board was like someone was fried with it. Does Jake Doom? Does Jake Doom? He go burr
No,
burr.
I just do 0 0 0 0.
But you got to do it slow and drawn out while having
Yeah,
cloaks and smoke on going on,
yeah, like Type O or whatever that band is.
or Sun. Have you ever been
Yeah,
to a
that's
Sun
the Sun.
show?
Yeah, that's it. I don't get it, but for sure.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. It's apparently all about feedback. Like their whole thing is about feedback,
I heard, yeah, because I heard the
and
live shows. It's like the people are like, they can just feel it. Like it's literally like too much. You have to go with headphones and everything.
I wonder if they just give out headphones at the show. Like, you need these, or you're gonna go
Probably.
deaf before this is over.
There you gotta sign a waiver or something.
Yeah. We are not held liable for
Right.
loss of hearing if you don't wear hearing protection at this show. That wouldn't surprise me. Sun, like the amp company, not the band, actually just came out. They finally caught up with modern times, and they have came out with a mini head,
Nice. Of the
and
beta, right?
it's yeah, it's like a mini beta. It's like this big, and I want to get one. I think they're actually pretty cheap too. I think they're like $500,
That's not bad.
and I'm like, finally, like, because if you want to get a beta lead, they're insanely expensive.
Yeah, no, because they're so rare, and I know because what is it? Whatever the dude Buzz, I can't think of the band right now. But it's like it's one of those '90s bands. They use them.
Yeah. Red Fang, which is one of my favorite bands, they just use Sun
Oh,
Beta leads.
Red Fang's sick.
I love them. So I was literally jamming out to them at work Saturday, and they have the best music videos.
Yeah,
Like, I want to
I
do a music video like them.
I can't remember which one it is, but the one where they're drinking all the beer, and then I think they do like the LARP thing. They go like
Uh,
fight.
that's Prehistoric Dog.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, what is up, Chan? I
Well,
hope I said your name right.
Chance is the best drummer. Nobody can fuck with Chance.
This is Big Head.
Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
Whoa. But yeah, no, Melvins, yes, Melvins
That's
rock
it.
too.
That's the band that used the sun. I couldn't think of the
Oh,
fucking
man,
name.
I haven't listened to them in a while. I should check them out. Do a deep dive on Melvins.
I think it's Honey Bucket. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to do a deep dive. And yeah, so it's the Sun Beta mini guitar amp and bass. It does both. It's $600, but it's not bad. Although they're sold out until October. So
Go
it's got to be
figure.
doing something right.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Has an
right.
effect loop, 2 channels, 200 watts. Damn.
All right. Yeah, that probably gets really loud.
Yeah. I bet the amount of headroom on that thing is insane. That's at 4 ohms, so at 8 ohms, it's 100 watts. But that's loud.
Yeah.
I think it's all solid state too. Crowbar! Oh, dude, I was just listening to Crowbar literally this morning. I'm obsessed with, what song is it? I have it saved. Hold on. Because I didn't discover who Crowbar was until like this last year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
John Crowbar.
Crowbar. With a Randall and a Boss Metal Zone.
Literally.
You know what? Randall Boss Metal Zone gets a lot of hate, but if you dial them in right, they're actually really sick pedals.
Honestly, leave everything at noon and just push the level really hard to really. It's like a nice clean boost.
Yeah. Repulsive in its splendor beauty. That's my favorite Crowbar song. crowbars, heavy tunes for heavy dudes.
Hell yeah. Big guys.
But yeah, we will definitely have to get you out to a show, because it would be sick to have you guys out again. And I'll maybe do some talking because we don't have anything booked in September at all. Like a proper axe doesn't, because we're like all on vacation. But if I can make that happen, I'm gonna try to make that happen.
Yeah, if we can make it happen, we're down for it.
The metal zone is a boost. It's a good boost pedal too. Like when
It
I
is.
was essentially told like, hey, this is the proper way to use a Boss metal zone. I used it on an orange Tiny Terror, and I was like, it had opened my mind to the possibilities of what I could do with that. And I was like, that's insane.
Right, because like everybody's lied about this pedal.
Yeah, like well, everyone hates on it so much because they think it's just it's just a bunch of
It was
crap.
right because they just put it in front of any amp and it's like get the settings crazy and it sounds just it won't do it because it's really
Yeah,
it's a preamp pedal like a EQ pedal.
yeah. Come out September 5th to Sonic Excuses, huh? Where's that at? Where's that at, Zach? Give I need more details. Cuz that's the weekend before I leave town for about a week. Give me details. I need them. Um but no, it's sick. And Randall, I feel like Randall hasn't done much lately since they came out with the RD series not too long ago, about 6 years ago.
Right.
And they need to do more. Like I would love an
Yeah.
updated RD because I had a 45 and that thing was sick.
Yeah, I had one
They
of
should do
those.
like
Those are pretty cool amps.
they should do an updated RD series, kind of like how Marshall did an updated DSL. Do an updated RD, why not?
I mean, you might as well get the money while it's out there.
Yeah, I
And
mean
then
like
it's like people, the market, eventually gets so like ran dry. So it's give people kind of a decent price point on an amp that they always wanted.
yeah. Clutch song. Clutch has a song called Boss Metal Zone. That's how you know it's good. I didn't know
Facts.
that. I need to listen to that song now. That is insane.
It's the best pedal. Just
It's
nobody
got
knows
to
how to
be the
use it.
best.
It's a
It's got to
hidden.
be the best Clutch song then too, I bet. Oh, Sonic Excuses is the album September 5th with Bone Jacket appeared at Bay City with that's a
That's gonna be a
great
good one.
that's such a great lineup. Like Prometo Lux is sick. I don't know. No, I do know Boo. I'm gonna say their name wrong. I always want to call them Bugera, like the ant brand. the I've seen them live. We played with them at Cabin Fever Fest, and they put on a hell of a show. I had not had a chance to see them before that,
Yeah,
and
they're real
God,
heavy.
they were phenomenal.
No, those guys are real heavy. Everybody's cool too in the band. They're good guys.
Yeah. You know what? If I'm not doing anything that Saturday, I might have to make that out. It's about an hour drive for me, so it's not too far. And I'm always down to check out more bands, especially if it's something bands I don't know. And I would love to see Promi Deluxe again. Well, I love you guys. You guys are phenomenal. We need to get you back out of Vexed. Because I think it's been a year since you guys have been out here. So maybe even longer. You were like one of the first bands that came out to Vexed. So we need to get you guys back out here. No, you
Yeah,
guys
shout out
you guys
Brewgrabbing.
killed it at Cabin Fever. So yeah. If you guys ever want to be on the podcast, let me know. Send it. Natural Graffiti has sent in their live music or their recorded music, and I'm gonna make sure that's played on the podcast tomorrow. You guys should send something, and I'll have you guys play because I would love to hear more music from you guys.
Definitely need more local bands.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing I just love about. I was just watching a video Sandspit, Wizard Underwater, and okay, so I know who Sandspit is, but I don't know these other two bands, and I need to check them out because that sounds really sick. And Natural Graffiti, obviously.
Yeah, and that crap
No,
sucks. They suck.
they suck. They don't suck. They're awesome. You guys get to play with Pentagram. That immediately puts you in like the Hall of Fame of local Michigan bands.
It was cool, but you can't let it get a big head over it. But it
No,
was
but
like
it's
it was cool. It was nice to meet everybody and just the whole experience.
yeah. I mean, like that's definitely an experience. Like you can never like forget.
Definitely, 100%. It was definitely so far top show, so far.
Yeah. I cannot blame you there. That's such an insane band to be like, yeah, I got to share the stage with Pentagram.
And
So,
honestly, Bobby is like an insane front man. Like I know it's like everybody sees the memes about him, but like when he gets up there, it's like turned on to a whole different stage. It's cool.
right. All right, Skrillex. Natural Graffiti on Natural Graffiti by Natural Graffiti. Check it out. 100%. You guys should all check that out.
The music video out too on YouTube.
Yeah. Check the music
And
video out.
our music's on almost every platform, even Roblox. So
Even Roblox, huh?
Spotify to Roblox, check it out.
That would be cool. I hope you guys get a chance to play there. I have not unfortunately, yeah, I've not unfortunately had the chance to play out there. It's for me, it's a really far drive too. I mean, I know it's a far drive for most people.
Oh yeah.
So someday I would definitely love to get out there because I've heard really good things about that place. I've heard that they are always killer shows.
No pun intended, but like the venue it's a nice venue. It's a good place to play. They take good care of you. They get you together.
Yeah, that's cool. It's so cool when a venue like I mean we are trying to do our best. Like we are working on building a green room right now for bands, so that way they have like their own space before shows and they're not just like hanging out in the lobby and stuff.
Right, right.
Um, but it's so cool just in general when venues have like spaces and like do everything they can for the community. I mean, I was just there was a video talking about My Chemical Romance who had played a show because just footage was just like
I've seen
found
that.
from
Yeah,
yeah
the Flint
playing at
local.
yeah. And I had commented on that video because someone said, well, the Michigan music scene used to be so cool. I was like, what are you talking about used to? The Michigan music scene is insane. The community for bands in general is so big. The amount of people that just care about the community in the bands is insane. The amount of talent Michigan has is, I mean, hell, we were just talking about Promito Lux. They're insane.
There's so many bands.
Bugera. There's not a bad band in Michigan. I think that I have heard.
The biggest
Um,
thing is just people need to support live music. If people don't go out to the shows and support, and then like even outside, like listen to the band's music, share their stuff. It's like that's really what it's all about. That's what grows the scene. And like everybody's kind of got to come together, especially the bands.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's not a competition. We all want to go famous and stuff, but what it's about is about the community. I mean, there are so many shows that I have been to that are local where it's like this music has changed someone's life.
And it's like
I
we all
mean,
play different music, so there's room for everybody. Nobody
yeah,
really plays the same kind of stuff, so just if everybody does their thing, it'll go forward.
exactly. And it's I don't know, and I'm sure there is. I don't get into a lot of like the whole thing, like drama between bands, but like even most of the time, I think that most like there's not a lot of band versus band drama in Michigan. That's what I love. It like
It's
Michigan
pretty
really
minor.
is. It's super small stuff, but generally everyone is about building everybody else, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, because if bands got to come together, everybody's got to put on the shows, build the bills, and then promote it. Everybody's got to do it together in order to get people to come, and we all got the same goal, but can't reach it without each other.
Hell yeah. Zach saying some pretty awesome bands. I have heard of Absentees. I follow them. These other bands I have not checked out, and I will definitely have to do that. Central Dogma, Distributable Social 313, Sleazy
Disturbio, yeah.
Evans,
Shout out
Disturbia.
Disturbio and Sleazy Evan.
Yeah, I gotta check all these bands out. But like I said, I've checked out Absentees. I really like them. I gotta check all these other bands out.
If you like punk, Disturbio's are really cool, and it's like they've been around for a long time. It's some older guys now, but they've been in like the Detroit punk scene for a while, and they're mostly Hispanic and stuff. Really, really nice guys. We played their Cinco de Mayo show multiple times. Just
That's
like
cool.
they're really cool. And then the Sleazy Evan guys are cool. Mario's from Disturbio actually, and then Al, he's really cool. He does our videos, a lot of footage, pictures, all kind of stuff.
Zach is blowing up the message or the comments saying, I need to ask you about videos you guys have got coming out in your Ohio documentary. What can you tell us about that? Because Zach wants to know and I want to know. And Zach wants me to
Well,
know. So I got to know, man.
well, the Ohio documentary, it was cool. We went and did a show with the Alien 666 guys, Goremonger, a couple other bands, and it was like a low key thing. Everybody just kind of went, recorded Alien 666's next album, and the doc is just kind of footage from that show. It's of all the bands, kind of behind the scenes, a little bit of recording, just talking to people. The and then each band, gets some footage in it too. It's long, but each band gets the footage in it, and it just kind of captures the whole night. It's cool. It's a funny video too.
That's cool. How long is it?
It's like an hour 30, but like I said, it goes through like literally like the entire day of recording their stuff, getting to the show, all the bands playing, and then kind of the after everybody.
That's really cool. I love the idea of just like a local music documentary. That's so sick.
We
And
want
the
to do
fact that,
more.
like, yeah, you guys should. Like that would be really cool. Just like that be like something you guys do every once, maybe like once a year. You guys film like a documentary for a bunch of bands, and like everyone gets a little bit of time and stuff. That's
Probably
such a
almost
cool.
more because we were thinking if it's a good show and we got some good bands to, get someone there and kind of capture the whole night, the music and then the behind the scenes and then, like the whole mischief of it, everybody doing what they do. It's like everybody always wants to see what goes on more than the music and stuff too. So it's nice and good for media.
Oh yeah, yeah. That I mean, social media. It is a unlikely friend. I don't know. Like it's a tool. I mean, it's got
That's
its issues.
exactly. It's a tool. I mean,
It's a
like
tool.
it's whatever it is. I don't really care for it. But like, if you're gonna do anything,
You
you
have to
have
have
to
it.
post and you have to be out there and get yourself out there because the internet is now type is the future. Whatever.
Zach is saying once to every 3 4 months. That would be sick. Let him know. Let me know when they're out. I will watch every single one of them. I will designate an entire day to just be like, "Yep, I'm gonna watch this documentary, and then I'm gonna go listen to these bands." That would be so sick.
It gives a lot of bands a platform. You can hear some of their music and then kind of see the personalities behind it too.
That's so unique. That's such a cool thing because like you get like interviews and stuff where people will try to hop on and like I mean we try to do that, but also like other places like a good place that unfortunately isn't around anymore and I wish it still was Detroit State of Mind. It was one of the coolest um music podcast kind of thing. It's kind of like what inspired at least me to try to do stuff. And like they gave you like 2 hours. You get to
Yeah,
play your songs and then like you talked and stuff. And that was a really cool way to like get your personality. out there, and like each band member to almost have like their little thing. And so having kind of like a documentary series for you guys to be like, yeah, we're gonna go on the road, we're gonna play these shows, and we're gonna have all these bands come out, and like you get a little bit of time for each band. That would be so sick. Zach says, but who knows? We'll do it if we all like the show and the bill. Fair enough. That's fair enough, man. You know, I think that would be so unique and sick, and that's a great way to help build community and foster other bands.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good for everybody, and then at the end of the day, it gives everybody media. It's giving everybody a sort of a platform, I guess. Just something to put out there.
Hell yeah. Zach is saying that you guys got some music videos coming out. Jake is in both of them eating pizza during them. and
play Gizzard guitar.
Gizzard guitar.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard guitar.
That band is so wild.
They're too good for their own good.
Yeah, they're the new Fish in my opinion.
Have you seen some of their live shows? Because they do like live streams of their shows. It's insane.
Yeah, I've watched one. I've checked out some of their music. It's different, but at the same time, I'm like, if I want to like, this is what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else and not distracting myself. That's definitely like what I would do. It's just like zone out. And
they've got some heavier stuff though. It's like there's this one song called like Gila Monster. That one's really good, and then Dragon. That one's really good. It's like I don't even know what to call it. It's like heavy metal shit, but it's still them.
That's cool. I love stuff like that. I love the fact that you have a music video coming out and you're just eating pizza in the music video.
Not yet, but if that's his plan, I guess that's his plan.
I want to do a music video, and it might get filmed at Vex. We'll see, because we just released our EP. And one of the songs is called You Don't Like to Have Fun, You Like to Party. And I want to do a music video where we have a bunch of people, essentially, it's at a show. And I want there to be one dude in the background who has no shirt on, and he has like a lampshade over his head the entire show. And you just randomly see him appear. And then I want another dude who's just like always like laser focused on that guy, while also just like staring into the camera and just like drinking like a Pepsi or something, just something random.
No, that'd be funny.
And then like the next day in the video, the guy wakes up who has the lampshade off, and he takes the lampshade, and it's the same guy who was just staring at the lampshade dude the entire time or something like that. Be like, right. How are there two of them? I don't know, something crazy.
Have to have that at the end, so it's like a mind fuck. You finish the music video, and like how?
how is this possible? I don't know. I think it would be cool.
Yeah, definitely. You guys should.
We'll see. I've got to talk with the venue and stuff.
If you do look into Epic Media, that's Al. He does great videos for good prices.
I will definitely have to do that. Do me a favor after the podcast. Send me just, even if you just send me the words Epic Media so I can remember. But if there's a link that you could send me, that'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Get Jake in those videos. He bay guitar. Jake, you want to be in a couple music videos?
Why not?
I mean, literally, if we get it worked out to have that, I need as many people as possible to essentially fill up a room, because like I want us to essentially play a concert and it look like a full concert room where there's just a big party. Eating taco salad while watching. Yes, having someone just eating taco salad while watching a concert. There could be a mosh pit just around it, and like there's just one dude eating taco salad in the middle of the mosh pit. Maybe get a group
Ziploc bag.
Yes, out of a Ziploc bag. Maybe get a group in the middle of the mosh pit playing Magic the Gathering just for fun.
Not Magic.
Or like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know.
Bay
It'd be so wild.
Beyblades or whatever the ones you roll.
Yes. Oh my god. I gotta find. Yes. Beyblades have to. I have to find a way to put Beyblades into the music video now, dude. That's the greatest idea ever.
Just have a slow cut. Just like slow it down. It's a breakdown of Beyblades.
Yeah, and it zooms in on the
Yeah,
Beyblades, and they're like in
yeah,
slow motion.
got to.
Oh, that is the coolest. Dude. I have to find a way to use that now. Oh, that's sick. Ah,
Al Silva.
Al.
He's shout out Al. He's in Sleazy Evan.
Okay. I will definitely have to do some research. I don't know if Epic Media I don't know if that Epic Media is
We could
Twitch.
just
I will.
link you up, honestly. We'll just link you up with them. You guys can get a
Yeah.
hold and figure it on out.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I will want to do. Beyblades while tripping on mustard.
Tripping on mustard mushrooms.
That would be funny. I could find out. I could find out. We have a song called the problem with recording smut, and the guitar like yeah. My singer comes up with the most wild song titles. It's the Midwest emo roots in him.
Gotta catch an eye.
Yeah, and that like the guitar riff I wrote for that is like I'm sober. I don't do anything. I don't have issues with people who do, but is what I imagine it sounds like to be on mushrooms is the guitar riff for that.
Nice.
So that's funny.
Get the
Beyblades.
Beyblade action.
Yeah, I could see. Speaking of crowbar, I could see Beyblades and a crowbar like
Bro, I bet
breakdown would be so
I bet
sick.
I bet there's a reel somewhere on TikTok or somewhere on the internet of crowbar over Beyblades. Crowbar's been
There
used over
has
every
to
sort of reel.
be. There has to be. That would be hilarious. Give me just a second. Okay, sorry. I was reading a note from our producer because they have lost power at the building.
Oh no.
Yeah, we are flying at the seat of our pants. I have control over the podcast now. They have no control over it. Ha 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 ha.
Scar Rogue.
We've gone rogue. Well, I do have to do a little bit of a media break. Hey guys, if you want I can't. It's gone. It's missing. I was going to say we have t-shirts at Vex Venue now, so you can get that. Go check out our Facebook page. We have t-shirts for sale. I don't know what that is. Are you
Fix it.
I have no idea.
It's
Never
one of
heard
our songs you just play.
Yeah.
It's one of our songs. It's a pretty cool one though, because it's got funny enough, I switched to like wood blocks and I can't even it's like definitely like a sludgy or doom song, and like the drums on it are kind of the main focus, the percussion.
That's cool. With Beyblades over top of that.
With Beyblades.
With Beyblades. There's got to be a way, like during a show, where like during a set, during a breakdown, just like the bass player and the guitar player just have a Beyblade battle.
Right, just do like a dive bomb and just rip a Beyblade.
Launch it into the audience.
Yeah.
Catch, guys! It's Beyblades.
That'd be
Natural
a cool
Graffiti Media takeover. Hell yeah.
Take over the scene.
Take it over. It's okay. It's happened before. But that would be sick. What is your back to the gear? I know we've talked a lot about different types of gear and stuff, and you've got a wide range of stuff you use. What is your dream gear that like no price limit? You can pick out whatever you want. What's your dream rig?
Oh, dream rig. Probably be like classic late 50s Les Paul, the old school Matamp oranges, like a green Matamp or something, and then probably just a custom cab, like a custom built cab with like some
Yeah,
SUN G65s and some 75s.
that'd be pretty sick. Have one like just do like one because you know how it's like greenback and creamback. Just have a cab that's like one's a greenback, one's a creamback, one's a blueback,
Yeah,
one's a redback. Have a bunch of different
man,
colors and see what it sounds like.
it probably sound good because that's Matt Pike from Sleeping High on Fire. That's like when he, if like you look at their live shows, it's literally a wall of amps behind them. But like if you listen to the breakdown of the amps, the tones are different on each amp, and like the blend of all of it together is what makes the whole sound.
Yes, I have a comment on that. However, Chan, yes,
Line six, yes.
Dream Rig Line 6 Insane
First
mode
act
with a first act guitar. Hell yeah,
with the metal zone.
with the metal zone. Oh, the early 2000s shitty guitar gear. The only good thing in that lineup was the metal zone.
Literally. Funny enough, the Line Six pod, or not the pod, the big green delay. That's like a gem of a delay.
Yeah, like those are really good delay pedals. I don't know what it is, but Line 6 like they have weird pieces of gear that like before I mean they've got the like the Helix and stuff now. Those all sound great.
Right.
But like the pod, like a Pod Go was pretty decent for what it was at the
That
time.
was like for the first modelers, that was definitely like a good predecessor to it.
Yeah. um the green delay pedal, the Line 6 spider valves, the best thing I think Line 6 came out with until they came out with the Helix was the spider valves. Those things were insane.
Is that the one with the glass kind of in the front, the
Yeah.
plexi? Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah. Those are so sick. The combos are pretty good too. You can get them pretty cheap as well. A first stack guitar plugged into a 1 watt pocket Marshall.
Yeah, through through a bad microphone.
Yes, through not even like a Shure SM57, just like a karaoke
Like
microphone.
no, it's like a T-Move sure.
Yes. No, I totally agree. Some Line 6 is definitely good. Listen, if Def
I
Clock
think
uses it,
we were
it's definitely
watching
good.
I think it was we were at band practice. I think we were watching a Meshuggah music video, and I'm like 90% sure they were using the some Line Sixes.
That would not surprise me. Meshuggah's insane, and I could totally see them doing that. Like I said, the Spider Valve, in my opinion, is probably the best thing Line 6 came up with until they came up with the Helix. But like they have like another amp. I think it's called like the Line 6 DT, and it's all tube. They made it with Bogner, and that's pretty good too.
Honestly, like there's cheap amps. Everything's got a gym because like 9 times out of 10, like all amps are really clones of each other. It's just kind of like a different take on a circuitry. So it's like if you got good parts and stuff like that, and you know how to work an EQ, you can make a good amp sound nice.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, like if you hear like a new amp coming out, it's like the first question, cool story, bro. What's it based on?
Right.
You
Because
know?
it all really gets back to like the classic Fender circuits and stuff, and like how people modified them. Like you get the Jose mods in the '80s and stuff like that, and just so on forth.
Yeah, I mean, it is just a nuts. Meshuggah song coming.
Facts. And it's
A
gonna be
Marshall
probably
Code
long.
amp 1 watt. Dude, I've never had a Marshall Code. I've heard they're god awful, and it makes me really want to get one just to try it.
If you can get a good tone out of it, you gotta like post a YouTube video, you'll go viral.
I'll have to do it because like I've never tried one. I've never had access to a Marshall Code, but everyone says they're terrible.
Well, I think it probably breaks down the speaker. Not
Yeah.
like so sometimes there's bad amps, but if you put a decent amp, like a decent amp through a good speaker, you can probably get something out of it.
A good way to like this is something I used to do. I don't have one next to me, but if you get like a plug that essentially has the two ends on the end of it for a speaker, but it goes to like a 1/4 inch jack. Get your hands on that, and then get your hands on just like a guitar input jack, and just solder like that to a combo direct out, and then you can essentially turn it into a head. I had a first act combo. I mean, little tiny first act combo sounded god awful. And I did that, and I plugged it into just a normal like a normal 412. I think it was just like a Crate Blue Voodoo 412, and it sounded amazing. It wasn't like the best sounding amp in the world, but like it had like this interesting like fuzz distortion tone that I was like,
Right.
holy crap! Like it just needs more speaker.
Right, like a little weird demented tone. Those Crate Blue Voodoos though, those cabs are. I took the speakers out of one and put them into an old PV cab, and it's definitely a go-to.
I have a I have a really nice 412 right next to me. Well, I guess I should rephrase this. I have a really shitty 412 next to me. It's a 412. It's one of like the cheapest PV 412s that you can get, but someone wired it up with really good speakers. They've got Carvin speakers in it, but I've got
Nice.
to rewire it. They're the Carvin vintage speakers, which is their take on the V30s. Like if you want a cheap V30, these things sound killer, and I think they sound better than V30 in my opinion.
Yeah, V30s. I use them right now, but honestly, I'm really just thinking about switching them out. They're overrated because like
They're so overrated.
the original speakers that came in the most Marshall 4x12s, the G1275Ts or whatever they are, those are, in my opinion, one of the best speakers because it's like a scoop tone, but like it has so
Yeah.
much low end to it.
I agree 100%. The G1275s are my favorite speakers. Zach is blowing up the comments talking about how amazing the Marshall Code is and that they are
Shit,
so
yeah.
amazing.
Is it Boss
Mar-
Katana worthy?
whoa. Listen, Boss Katana. I have mixed feelings about Boss Katanas because I've owned so many of them.
I had a little
And
practice. And it was questionable.
I like the Boss Katanas, but and this goes with any like modeler or anything. I get option paralysis where I just can't do anything, and I'm
Too
like, you know what?
much.
Just give me a 1-channel orange amp. I'm happy.
Yeah, I had one and it kept dying in band practice, and I'd literally just kick it and it would start working again.
Have you ever owned a crate amp?
Oh, that was my first guitar ever.
Hell
Some little,
yeah, dude! So I'm
little,
here.
little cheap crate, same thing. Have to fucking knock it around to work sometimes.
I had my first crate amp for a long time. It was a little 1x10 crate, and I had like upgraded for years. And I was like, I should just plug into the crate and see how it sounded. And I plugged it, and it started smoking. And I was like,
Yeah,
it's gonna catch on fire.
you're like maybe not.
Maybe we shouldn't do this anymore. I think I ended up selling it for like $100 because someone was like, "Oh, I can replace that." I'm like, "Okay, take it off my hands."
Right, right at that point.
But no, like I create another amp that gets hate, but I think
It's
Crate
a
is
made
the
in
nickel.
U.S.
Yeah, it's the nickel back of guitar amps. Everyone hates on Crate, but everyone loves Crate.
Shit, they're made in the U.S. Like they're based off of good circuits. The only thing is like they probably just don't use the highest of quality parts. But like the cabs are all they're nice wood and everything. Everything's well built.
Yeah, no, I agree. The Crate Blue Voodoos, like those were so sick. They need it. Crate needs to come out with an updated 20-watt Blue Voodoo. That would be
That
so. That would sell like hotcakes.
that probably would be good because everybody's gonna get to the nostalgia of it, and if they upgrade all the components and stuff like that, it'd probably be a beast of an amp.
I agree 100%. Zach, 100%. I agree with you on this.
Definitely.
Boss Katana
This,
over Marshall Code. I have not tried a Marshall Code, so I have no opinion on this. But get me a
how
Marshall
about
Code,
you
and maybe I'll try one.
just AB them both and just run them
Yeah.
both stereo?
See which one catches on fire first.
Yeah, just crank them both.
No, I think a modern, because I don't think Crate has done anything. Are they still even around as a company? I think they are.
That's a good question. They've probably died
Let's
down, but I don't think they've really done much.
Crate.
That
Let's
unless
check
they
it out.
got like other like ventures under their name.
Yeah, are they still around? I don't want to know about used Crate. I want to know if Crate is still a thing. Let me open up, move, turn on. Crate amps, dependable. Yeah. Are you still a company that exists? No, it's not. The
Oh, they're done.
website is for sale. The
That's
first thing you
probably
see when you go to crate.com is this domain is up for sale.
well, somebody should buy it
All
and
right.
do something cool with it at least.
All right, guys. I think we all, as a collective, we need to band together and buy the company Crate, and we need to make affordable, badass guitar amps and bass amps and keyboard amps for people at great prices because apparently Crate is for sale.
It's possible. There's a little hand builder out of like Ukraine or something like that that makes clones of amps. I can't remember what the name is called. What is they make clones of all different amps and they sound killer.
That sounds like Bugera.
Whoa, Zach.
Don't volunteer Jake for physical touch.
We
Zach,
support Uncle.
you were making me laugh so hard.
We make music for uncles.
Natural graffiti. It's not stepdad music, it's uncle music.
Exactly.
I can't believe Crate is up for sale. I wonder how much it costs to buy the company. I'm actually very interested to see that now.
It'd be comical if it's not that much.
What, like if it's like $1 million?
Watch it be like just it's like $1,500. Price of a used
How
Honda
much is
Civic.
the domain? Out of curiosity, I'm so curious right now. This is not where the. Oh my god, the domain is $1,500.
Bro, that's not bad because like you gotta think anybody who Google's great thinking about the amp, they're gonna immediately get to you.
Oh my god, they've had 22 offers on it.
It's crazy to bargain over 15 grand though on the name of Crate.
Yeah, on the name of that big of a company. Holy crap. I mean, that's not like that's just the website. It's not like the actual company. But I'm curious how much the actual. Let me see if I can Google that.
They probably went bankrupt because it's kind of like PV's deal, except PV somehow just held on barely. Because they did that 5150 collaboration and then the new pedals.
Right. I swear, if this is like $1 million. Okay, so the corporation itself is not actually for sale.
They go bankrupt.
Let's see. They're owned by Loud Technologies, which is now Loud Audio LLC. Production is largely seized around 2016. The brand has been inactive as a standalone manufactured operation through pre-owned units remain popular. So you can't buy a brand new crate amp, which is insane to me. However, if we could find Loud Audio, if you're watching this, let me know how much you want the company crate. I'll buy it off you guys. I'll find a way. I'll make a GoFund. Let's make a GoFundMe,
GoFundMe
everybody,
to
to
buy
buy
crate.
crate and make it into a company specifically to help up and coming musicians. We'll sponsor like local bands. We'll make amps for everybody. Let's do that. I want to find a way to do that because the company crate amps should not die.
Nah, it's been a starter for too many people to take
Yeah.
crate amps back. It'd be funny though if it makes like a resurgence. People look at it as like a vintage amp and it just goes up in price.
Yeah. Jake is wiring amps and making natural graffiti amps. You must
Hand
use them
wired.
or you are hand wire. Yes.
Hand wired. Oh, Sister
His dad,
Michael.
his sister Michael. Oh, all right. So this podcast has gone off the rails, which is fine. That's what this podcast is for. It's to talk about music, talk about gear, have fun, and go off the rails. However, it's 9:30. And it's time to end the podcast because it is a long night. I'm exhausted. I still don't feel good. But thank you so much for joining with me tonight, Jake. I really appreciate it. Everybody go see Natural Graffiti on the 5th of September in Bay City.
Definitely. Thanks for having me. We got to get the whole band on here next time so everybody can get in, goof around.
We definitely could do that. Find a way to for like the Thursday podcast that we do for like where we play music. I'd love to have the entire band on. That would be so sick. I will reach out to you guys about. I don't know if it'll. You might have to get me in touch with the member of your band that does booking because I think you're the only one that I have on Facebook.
Definitely.
But we will have to see about booking a show with you guys, and I'll reach out to Promita Lux because I've got a couple of them on Facebook, and I want to get that show going. And Zach says, so Sister Michael
Definitely. Sister Michael.
off the rails like a crazy train. Hell yeah, R.I.P. Ozzy. But
Definitely
thank you,
RIP.
everyone, for joining us tonight. It was fun. It was crazy. Thank you again, Jake. Everyone go listen to
Thank
Natural
you.
Graffiti. I will have them played on the live music podcast tomorrow. If you've got nothing going on this weekend, however, people come on out to Vex Venue. We have a killer lineup of Barefaced, Witchfish, Shadow People, Junkyard Slave, and Metal Mustang. It's going to be a long and killer show night. I think the doors open at 6, but I could be wrong. I will double check that. Tickets are $10 in advance. The day of the show, they are $15. Jake, you got anything you want to say to the people before we call it for the night?
Come to the shows, look out for live music, upcoming dates, and then buy the merch. You got t-shirts, CDs, stickers, more.
Hell yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.